You're watching Local 44 Morning Brew, local news that matters.
At this place in history, we're in Ferrisburgh with the Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Brickens. What brings us out here today?
So we're standing right on the shores of Button Bay here in Addison County.
Button Bay, that's an interesting name.
It actually comes out of a geologic feature more than anything else.
Interesting, okay.
So we're gonna go back like 30,000 years. So all of this area was covered with a glacier, and as the glacier receded, it created a large freshwater lake, and then later a sea as it pulled back into Canada and connected this area to the St. Lawrence Seaway. And then again, we turned back into a freshwater lake. So all of that water, that rising, that up and down, and all of the silt and everything that was pulled back and forth by the glaciers created a lot of kind of cool geologic features. And so this particular bay right on the shores of Lake Champlain has a lot of clay in it. And so various parts of Lake Champlain, you'll find that, especially Addison County. And then the clay, as it compacts and settles, creates kind of cool stuff. And in this particular bay, the clay settled around ancient reeds. And when the reeds rotted away, the clay hardened and it created little geologic features. And I brought one.
Okay.
They look like buttons.
What? Wow.
And so the earlier name of this was Button Mold Bay, but it was shortened to Button Bay. And you can still find these on the shores of Button Bay today. So I brought this from my collection.
Stumbled across one of those, I would have thought it was man-made.
Right. It looks just like that, but no, that you can see how the clay had formed around a reed, and thousands of years ago, the reed went away, the clay hardened, and it created that little button. So that's Button Bay. So this whole area, you know, we're in Addison County, there's a lot of farmland. So this big open field fronting on Button Bay became the perfect place for camping. So there's a state park here, and for like the Girl Scouts to get together. In the 1960s, the Girl Scouts had these things they called roundups, where all the Girl Scouts from all over the country and really the world would come together in one place. And in 1962, that roundup took place right here at Button Bay. There were 9,000 Girl Scouts camped here, and they created an amphitheater on the grounds, and they had tents set up. The Army came in and set up feeding stations for all of them. I mean, it was amazing. Special newspapers were printed during that roundup just for that event, and it led to a lot of the infrastructure that now we have as Button Bay State Park. Another, I think, interesting feature that visitors can check out is Button Island. And so it's owned by the state of Vermont as part of the state park, but you can come to the boat launch where we're standing today and take your canoe over to Button Island. It was originally owned by the Avery family, or it was owned by the Avery family at the end of the 19th century, and they built this huge summer home with like breakwaters and terraces and where they could put their yachts. I mean, really kind of interesting to think about that. That's all gone now, but you can still climb all over that island and check out the terraces and the foundations and how, say, this grand kind of Adirondack style home was built, you know, a few yards off the shore of Button Bay at this place in history.
You're watching Local 44 Morning Brew, local news that matters.